Guys, welcome back. Hope you all are doing very well. First of all, I would like to thank you guys for 827 subscribers as a recording of this YouTube video. I really much appreciate it. And remember that if you do enjoy the content, hit the sub button to help me reach our 1K goal. Also, a very quick shout out to these individuals for being my most recent subscribers. Thank you very much for hitting that button and supporting the channel. So we have the Cedo Prime today. This is a gun that was very overlooked in the past, the Cedo itself, and that was because of its requirements to actually get it. You got it from father in the necklace, but that was kind of a pain to do. So I don't think many people actually knew about this gun. Although I think people knew about it, but not just how good it is. So with the Prime release, of course, a few months ago, this gun got a lot of the attention, and the attention it rightfully deserves. This gun is absolutely amazing in every single regard. Now, quick mechanics with this gun. Oh, I shouldn't really say mechanics, that sounds a little bit daunting, but how this gun works is essentially you alt fire and you will shoot out a disc, as you can see in the background. That disc is gonna ricochet, gonna bounce between enemies, gonna proc status ailments, and just go absolutely ham. Then what you can do, of course, is just shoot them. And that's the gameplay loop of the Cedo. You can also just shoot enemies just outright in the face. That will also very much make them retire from life. So definitely a phenomenal gun. One of the many few, that's not how that works. One of the few weapons that actually is very powerful just straight out of the box, because it is its own primer. I think I mentioned it in the build segment as well, but like I said, it is its own primer, so you don't need to have any fancy gadgets with you. You can just use this gun and be a-okay for whatever you are doing. Yeah, so I'm gonna leave you with a tad bit more gameplay, and then we will move on to the build segment.
Delivered a life support capsule to the area. Activating it will buy you more time.
Okay, so on to the build segment. This Cedo Prime is very easy to build. It is one of the guns that are really powerful just straight out of the box, really. It has phenomenal capabilities all around, and hence why it is pretty straightforward to build. No crippling difficult mods to get here. So of course the unique trait of it is you fire a bouncing glaive that actually procs elemental status effects. It is just overall one of the better weapons in the game, probably one of the best really. It is a primer for itself, and hence why we do run Savvy on this as well. So we are running Toxic Barrage, Toxin Damage, Status Chance of course, Critical Deceleration, Crit Chance, no real downside to this, except for fire rate, but that doesn't really matter. Frigid Blast, of course, Cold Status Chance. This together gives you a Viral, Primed Ravage, more crit damage, great stuff. Primed Point Blank. If you do not want to run Point Blank, just a quick heads up, if you do not want to run that, you can put in something like Shotgun Elementalist if you want to run that instead. But overall, I think Primed Point Blank, my apologies, so that is a better option, just overall. Scattering Inferno, 60% heat and status chance of course, so we are running a viral and a heat. Viral of course will weaken the enemies, which is phenomenal, but it's just very good. And then heat of course will also strip armor on the first proc. It will actually strip 50% of their armor, so that is a very good option. And then of course if your alt attack or alt shot, if you want to call it that, you will apply a lot of status effects and just make everything melt very easily. Like I said, Galvanized L, multi-shot, of course you want that, and then Galvanized Savvy, just amazing. This gives you a 40% bonus direct damage per status type affecting the target. This is a 80% damage increase just on this mod alone, and then of course you have the status trance bonus on top of that, so it is really good. This is a very good build. Primary Merciless I'm running on it. You can run whatever you want, of course. I do think it also procs cold on the alt fire. If it doesn't, correct me please in the comments, as I'm sure many of you will. But I think it does proc cold, and if it does, you can run primary frostbite on it. Maybe it doesn't, I'm not 100% sure on that, but everything dies so quickly I cannot actually see. But if it doesn't, then you know, Merciless, Dead, whatever you want to run pretty much. But yeah, just know that if you run a companion that does cold damage, maybe, yeah, this will work, and you will get a lot of more crit damage and more multi-shot. But overall, safe bet always Merciless or Dead. Yeah, that's it for the build. And there you go. Now you know how to build the Cedo Prime. Very easy actually. Minimum investment, to be honest. It's one of the better weapons that you can get as a newer player, even if you I think there's an MR requirement on it, but I mean anything under MR20 is considered newer player these days. So really it is just phenomenal, and it will straight up carry you through Steel Path, assuming your Warframe can survive, you know, being shot at that level. But yeah, it is phenomenal and I highly recommend it. Also just a quick note, I've received some backlash on my Torrid video for some reason. People saying no, it's not the only weapon you will ever need, etc, etc. It's not the best. It's very strong though. Yes, and I agree. It's not the only weapon you will ever need. That's a little bit of exaggeration, as is with most titles of Warframe or just YouTubers in general. It's a tad bit of exaggeration. Yes, you need every single gun in this game. It is a collection game. By all intents and purposes, this is basically Pokemon for guns. Okay, that's how Warframe works. So no, you do need other weapons, but if I had to choose only one weapon to use forever and I cannot switch it out ever again, I'm choosing the Torrid. Why? Because it has infinite ammo, it deals a stupid amount of damage. No, it doesn't do the most damage, but does a stupid amount of damage, and it is completely brain dead to play. So yeah, that is my answer to that. But anyways, rant over. I hope you all have a fantastic Wednesday, and I'll see you all again in the next video. Have a great one. Thank you again for watching, and peace out.